If you want to do a sports talk show, you know what you do? You just go and you find the headlines and you talk about whatever everyone else talk about on the internet. So we'll pass on the presidential debate because I'm not going down that path today. But I'll say if I watched the presidential debate last night, the one thing that it did do was it instilled confidence in me. It should instill confidence in you because it was the first time in my life I actually thought maybe I can be the president of the United States. That's the first time I've ever thought about it. But having said that, the other thing that I seen last night all over the internet was nepotism, nepotism, nepotism. Bronny James, yes. Was he drafted because of nepotism? Yes, he was. But I would also say there's nepotism throughout the entire world. It takes a lot of intellect. It takes a lot of emotional maturity to actually have this discussion if you want to have it. The reality is nepotism exists everywhere. And the way that it starts is because one person usually works their entire life to get to a certain point to where they have the privilege and they have the ability to make a nepotism decision. So do you blame somebody that's worked their entire life to possibly lean on something or do something for themselves that makes them feel good? If you've worked your entire life to get to the top of General Motors, per se, you've dedicated 50 years of your life, you really missed a lot. You missed out on, quite honestly, a lot of your family time, a lot of your time to basically do a lot of things that you personally enjoy when you were young enough to be able to enjoy them. But no, you were probably too busy crunching over emails, spreadsheets, and working your tail off just to be able to get to the spot that allows you to make a nepotism decision. LeBron James has done that, hasn't he? He's played in the NBA longer than a lot of people basically have been watching the NBA or care to admit. And he got to the top, and what did he do? He made a decision that was in his best interest, and that's what exists throughout the entire world. So if we want to start talking about nepotism as an issue, that's fine. But it's pretty much a global issue. And one would ask, is it morally right or wrong? That's a hard answer. It's a very difficult answer. It's one in which you'd have to ask yourself. I do hope, though, if there is one thing here, as I wrap up this first segment, and I'll send it to the guys after this, one thing I do hope is if we can put aside all of the things that we bring into nepotistic things, like race, like gender, like all the other excuses people want to make. The truth is about nepotism is it's a comfortable decision for people that have worked hard more than likely, or someone in their family before them has worked hard that's allowing them to make that decision. Again, to be clear, maybe it was 4 generations ago that the Brown family, I'm sure Mike Brown's great-great-great-granddaughter might have nepotism. But I would tell you that at some point, someone within that family had to make a tough decision, and they made a right decision that allowed them to get to the point where they can make a nepotism decision. So is it deserved or not? That's a tough answer to have. And if the answer is no, it's still not deserved, well, you're going to have a long, long, long list to go down to try to get mad about over who's doing what from a nepotism standpoint. Because you know who else is coming down the pike as well? His name is Charlie Woods. And you're damn right. He deserves every opportunity that he gets. You know why? Because his dad paved the way. His dad busted his tail his entire life to break down molds and borders and every other thing that you could possibly think of. You know why? Because if there was anyone in the world that was not supposed to be able to walk into any country club that they want to walk into right now, today, and get a tee time, is Tiger Woods when he was about 10 years old. If someone would have pointed to you and said, that kid right there is going to be one of the most successful XYZs, and you know what? When he gets to the very top, he could walk into any place where nepotism is probably at an all-time high. If you want to see nepotism, you walk into a country club, and I can promise you, you'll be able to find it. But you know what? Tiger Woods could walk into, you name the country club, and they could be playing their member today. And you know what? If Tiger Woods walked in there and he said, I want a tee time at 1 o'clock, you know who's getting a tee time at 1 o'clock? Tiger Woods is. So nepotism isn't about what you want to make it about. It's about the fact of the matter is that you work really hard in your life, you get to the very, very top, and sometimes, you know what? You've earned the right to make a decision or two based off what you want. Now, if you don't like that, so be it. But that's the truth.